Welcome everybody, we are here starting off the match between Pluto and Vicinal. There were some delays to the start of the match, so you do see the -6 for Team Vicinal, but nonetheless they do have a few games to get those points back up, and we do have a nurse for our first set of games on Cold Tower. So it is an S tier killer, so no add-ons, no perks are going to be used on the killer side for this set, and they're having a tough time finding their first survivor. They're doing a very good job stealthing, not trying to get that early chase, see if they can set themselves up on a generator spread out to spread out that pressure, and they're not going to find anyone just yet. No one in main building, but we do hear a little bit of progress, so something to take note of a survivor in the air, and there's some scratch marks. Gonna blink right through, not gonna find the survivor on the other side. They do make their way to the back of main building, but looks like Nurse just rotating to the other side of the map, see if they can catch any kind of survivor, see if they can get a better chase than the one at main building. And here are some scratch marks. Gonna take their next blink, but holding it actually before letting it go. So no sign of a survivor here. They're gonna check the far gen all the way by Shack. Looks like no progress, and we do see a noise notification from the gen. Maybe an unlucky skill check as they're getting off, and they're gonna blink right on top of the Ace. So first hit right here at Shack against Ace. So it looks like they do sort of zone themselves to the corner. It looks like it's lucky break, and no, they're not gonna lose line of sight on the kill. It's gonna be the first down of the game. So overall, very, very long start to this match for this first down, but as Nurse, you can always come back, always get that pressure on these survivors. That's gonna be first hook for Team Pluto. Looks like the Nurse is making their way towards the main building side, where we saw multiple generators being worked on. It looks like they're gonna check the one. Nope, not yet, just holding blink actually. Gonna check the farther gen. That's gonna be another survivor. Unlucky skill check once again, so no regression. So it looks like our Nurse is not going to go for any kind of kicks, and the miss blink into the auto aim into the walls, just unlucky for our Nurse. Back to back there, waiting for their second blink. They do get it, and a nice set of blinks there to get the hit onto Nancy. So Nancy would make a little bit of distance as they use both blinks there, trying to break some line of sight. Looks like they blink through another rock. Swing and a miss. Nice pathing from the Nancy, as this chase is generating a lot of time for the survivor team. We've seen about 6 blinks this chase. And they do have a lot of progress on this gen. That's going to be generator number 1 being completed on the other side of main building. So it's going to break up the normal 3-gen setup that we see on Coal Tower. And it is going to be the Nancy once again running edge map. They're going to walk her down a little, see if they can get them in their line of sight. And that connects. Very nice hit from the nurse. They do need that to get sort of back into this game, because we know the generator all the way in the corner has a lot of progress, and they do complete it. So very nice rotation from the survivor team. Looks like the nurse is gonna get a nice tasty hook on this hill, but just at the same time, 3rd generator knocked out. So I know this nurse is feeling the pressure, feeling everything these survivors are doing. They have split the map up almost perfectly, as we see 2 gens by Shaq, 1 in main building and 1 right in the center of the map. And we see that Ace already working one of those by Shaq building. Gonna go for a little bit of flick, go for the second one, but not gonna catch our Ace as they double back to the other side. So the nurse having a little bit of tough time to getting their next hit on Ace. Looks like Ace kind of zoned themselves to the edge map. That's going to be a hit onto them, but they do get that distance around Shaq. Try to break line of sight, waiting for those blinks to come back, and they do catch him off guard, blinking actually into Shaq. So in comes the next down. So 3rd hook of the game is going to be right here in between these 2 gens, and we see 4 Pistons running there, and looks like Ada trying to stealth a little bit. That's 2 survivors working it. It was Arnia as well. But they are going to give a tag, so Nancy's the only one unaccounted for that can be working a generator on the other side of the map. That's going to be a hit, but an iframe on to Ace, but nonetheless, still going to be another 1 blink down onto Ada. So it's still a good trade, even with the unfortunate iframe. Nice little flick from the nurse, actually aiming towards main building, trying to catch our Ace off guard. They want to try and get this tunnel out, but they do have lucky break, so it's gonna be a little bit difficult to catch them. And with the door set up in main, you can kind of look inside at a distance, see who's on it, see how much progress. Yeah, as we see the Nia up there. Looks like they're gonna hold blink right back to hook. But that's going to be deliverance from our Ada. But our Ada not really able to make too much distance. That's going to be sprint burst coming through. Did catch our nurse off guard. Little double back, but not going to get them. That's going to be the down onto them back to back. But that's going to be last generator being done. And our Ada's going to be hooked on the hill. So it's going to be a little bit difficult. We do see a survivor to the right, but yeah, I believe our nurse did too. Look, they're going to hook a little bit closer. See if they can catch him. Nope. Nice little flick. Try to catch them off guard. And it is our Ace who is injured. So this can be a very fast chase, but looks like a Lithe came through. They did vault the Z wall. We're probably going to see a double back. Yeah. We like those double backs. Double back. Ace able to stay up. And we see the unhook and the gate getting open. Ace trying to stay up as long as they can, buy their team enough time to escape, and even maybe make their way to Shaq, as that's going to be second blink. No, that's going to be the down. Unfortunate. Almost made the play for the hatch, but that's going to be a 1K for our nurse. A 1K6 overall. Very strong performance against the nurse for Team Vicinal. Even with the -6, the score is looking 17-10 right now. And right after the short break, we'll see Vicinal now on the killer side against Pluto's survivors. Stay tuned for that one. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are here now with Vicinal on the survivor side against Team Pluto, and they do find their first survivor very early this match, but not able to connect on that first hit, and they're gonna interrupt the generator that the Dwight was working on. Go for it. That is gonna be their first hit of the game right around main building, and it is gonna interrupt another generator as we see the Claudette there. I believe that was quick and quiet, and the one blink down onto Dwight from Team Vicinal. That's going to be a lot of pressure for the survivor team right now. Looks like they overblink a little bit. No, Claudette running right into the killer. That's going to be a hit onto them. M1, so they do get their blinks back almost immediately. Here comes a blink, and it is going to be another down. 2 down survivors right at the beginning of the match. And an ace in the air is just gonna immediately pick, and no pallet save. So lots of pressure given onto these survivors as this hook's gonna be right by the Dwight that was down. So very strong start from Team Vicinal as they do find the Dwight on a pallet. Gonna go for the, nope, faking the pickup first, seeing if anyone is in the air, but looks like they're just gonna camp as there's not really much as the survivors can do. Not so much generator pressure on the map right now with 2 survivors occupied. And we do see the ace that was interrupted earlier. We do get a little bit of a nodders from the killer. That's going to be 1 gen, the only generator that has a good amount of progress on it at this moment. Unless ace got on a gen on the other side of main building. We see the Rebecca start to creep in, seeing if they can maybe come in before this second stage. I believe they're still behind the rock. Nope, there they are. Hello, Rebecca. Question is, who has deliverance? That's going to be the pickup on Dwight. It's either Unbreakable or the ace. No, looks like the ace was here. So Unbreakable possibly still in play. There comes the hit on the Rebecca and the unhook onto Claudette. Gonna take the borrow time hit, get their blinks back immediately, take the hit, the chase, and that's going to be the grab onto Claudette. Very, very fast down onto them. So 2 injured survivors, and they're bringing them all the way back to the corner of the map, which is going to be a little bit more difficult for the survivors to unhook. So lots of time off generators right now, as we may see some kind of reset. No, actually it looks like they're chugging the gens, try to get some points on the board, as they have fallen behind in this game already. That's the Dwight who is injured. Gonna go for it. Blink. No, looks like they over blinked too much there. But they are running towards the back of main. Nope, doubling back to the corner. Get away from that hook that's happening in the corner. A lot of action on this half of the map. And it looks like our nurse is actually gonna drop chase. Maybe try and find that Claudette. Once again, Claudette holding W. We do see them run towards the tile. And our nurse is gonna track them down. Yep, we do see them. They do make the blink onto the hill, and we hear a lot of progress on this gen. Looks like Claudette, hello, doubling back. Very good double back, gaining so much distance on the killer. Able to make it all the way to main, and that connects. Very strong down from the nurse. That's going to be the tunnel out at, oh wait, oh, very, very good attempt from the survivors, but that's going to be the tunnel out with 3 gens remaining. But we do see a lot of progress on that hill gen to our left, so we are pretty close to 2 gens. So even with the start, Pluto survivors chugging out the gens, 3 healthy survivors at the moment, trying to get themselves back in this game. Very strong comeback from the survivors, even with the amount of pressure our nurse is doing. So we see 1 survivor running Shack, and about 1 piston on this gen. We do see some scratch marks. Looks like they're just holding their blink a little. Gonna blink onto the Rebecca. Maybe initiate chase here at Shack. Oh, looks like they're moonwalking a little, trying to gauge where the survivors can be. There comes the blink and the sprint burst from Rebecca. Gonna negate any hit there. So very crucial this next chase, because this is going to be what sets the tone for the survivor team on how much generator progress they can get, as they do get hit somewhere in the middle of the map. So the line of sight blockers is a little bit difficult. And the firecracker going to force our nurse to hold their blink a little. That's going to be generator number 3 being done. So 2 gens remaining. And Rebecca's doing a very good job with this chase. Gonna find themselves at a pallet. And a nice blink, able to block it. So in comes the pickup. Here's some footsteps. Oh, very strong. Very close from the ace. Second miss of the pallet save this match. That was kind of on the edge, kind of tough for the survivors, but that's gonna be generator number 4 getting done. So for the killer for Team Vicinal is definitely feeling some pressure here, given how much they were doing this match. But Pluto Survivor is really recovering from it, as we do see here a lot of progress on this gen. And we have one in Shack, have one in main, and also that one by the hill. So good generator spread. Unfortunately, the one in the middle is the one that has a lot of progress. But we may see them try and chug out that far gen as they popped one very close to it. And given the sprint burst, I don't know if Rebecca got an unhook this match. Possible deliverance here, but no, we see the ace still lurking around. So maybe no deliverance, I would say, as they are coming in for the hit. And no unhook, actually. Try to go for it. Oh, back in the over blink. So they're gonna give. No, they don't go for the unhook, actually, as they hit second stage. So Ace trying to buy the team some time, see if Dwight can possibly get that last generator done. I believe they gave Ace both lucky breaks from the last game and this game, as there's no more scratch marks, and they made their way all the way to Shack. And yes, we do see Dwight. No, Dwight. This is Ace. Ace finishing the gen as well. Ace doing the team a lot of work. And that's going to be the down onto them. So here comes the pickup. Still haven't seen an unhook on the Rebecca. We may be seeing that soon. And there comes the unhook. We do see both gates, one on our left, one all the way on the other side of main building. So Nurse gonna, no, it looks like Nurse is gonna confirm this as they blink right back to the ace. No sign of any survivor. And it looks like our Nurse is pretty content with their fresh hook. Yeah, so we're going to be camping this out. No one can really work that gate as it's way too close. Yeah, we do see the far gate being open. And do we see both survivors escape? We should. So overall, very good game from both sides. The Nurse getting a good outcome. Wait, actually, we see the reset on the Rebecca. And we are getting very close to second stage. So it's gonna, yeah, there you go. There goes what? Wait, there's a deliverance! As they weren't expecting, but they blink onto the hash and A is gonna get some distance. What a play from Pluto Survivors. So the Nurse does have to gain a lot of distance, and they're gonna only go for the one blink, get the 2 blinks back, go for the 1. There's 1 blink. They do need to hit this blink. Oh, very, very good attempt from the Survivor team. So it looks like Ace was the one with deliverance, kind of throwing us off there, as I believe that lucky break. Very good attempt from Pluto Survivors, trying to get that last out, but that's gonna be a 2K8 stage. It's a very strong performance from Team Vicinal. So for this set, it's 14-20 for this game, and we'll be right back after we switch sides. We are going to see a Blight next. So the total score for that one's gonna be Pluto 27 and Vicinal at 30. So be right back after this short break. All right, welcome back, everybody. So this is set 2 of tonight's matches between Vicinal and Pluto. So Vicinal now on the killer side of Blight, and we are playing Cold Tower 2, so a newer map into the pool of competitive Dead by Daylight. We have seen some matches already previously this week with the Blight, and now we'll see how Vicinal does on this map against Pluto survivors, and they do get their M1 hit onto them. So gonna immediately rush, go for a little bit of a flick, but it's not going to connect. So Dwight able to keep this chase up a little bit longer, and they are at a filler tile, and that's gonna be a very nice rush from our Blight. Gonna get the down and a flashlight. Oh, very good attempt from the survivors, very close, almost getting it. But Ace, once again, they are 0 for 3 on the saves. And wow, very nice V1 tech there. Almost getting it, but they did collide on some of the boxes that are uneven on this tile. And Ace is gonna find themselves at this filler tile that Dwight found themselves earlier, but they don't connect on the hit. Very crucial miss from our killer, as that would have been a lot of pressure on the survivor team. And Rebecca's working the generator right by the hook, and they do sprint burst away. We are finding ourselves at this pallet alone, not gonna drop it, so gonna give the killer a free M1 hit, and Ace not able to come in for the unhook in time. But it looks like they're gonna commit for the M2 hit onto them and wrap back around, but not in time for the unhook from our survivor team. So Rebecca found themselves in the middle of the chaos, and our first survivors about to hit second stage on their first hook. And 2 injured survivors, very crucial for Team Pluto, as their next chases can be a little bit shorter due to that one less health state. And they find the healthy Claudette, gonna try and bounce off the hill, and they do and get the hit. So everyone injured at this moment, and could definitely snowball, as we've seen in the previous Nurse game where there was a lot of early game pressure, but Pluto was able to get those outs last match against the Nurse. So let's see how they do it against the Blight on an unfamiliar map like Cold Tower 2. So no tag there, gonna go for it. 2 more rushes to go, and they do get it right before their fatigue, but that's gonna be gen number 2 being done. So even, oh, decisive strike, definitely buying the team a little bit more time, and they do make it to the vault. Looks like they make a second vault. Last rush for our killer, not gonna connect. So 5 rushes being used, so that's gonna buy Dwight a lot of time before those rushes come back, and they kind of zone themselves. But wait, no, they hold W away. Very good pathing from the Dwight, able to make it to a pallet now. Nice little flick, nice connection from the Blight. That's gonna be the down onto them, and the tunnel out with 3 gens remaining. We did see the 2 gens that had a lot of progress on it, and that's gonna be a 3rd gen being done. So 2 gens remaining when it felt like all the pressure was on the killer. Now they're definitely turning the tables around, see if they can get some resets going as they finish the gens that had a lot of their generator progress. So Blight not able to find anyone. No progress on these 2 generators, none on the one to our left. But so they kind of have a little bit of a setup on this side of the map. So it looks like Dwight's gonna go for the broken wall, see if they can make their way in, and there's a lot of progress on it. We hear someone drop, I believe it was the Claudette, as we do see Ace and Rebecca getting reset, but Claudette getting found is very crucial. They need to stay up here, and they do. The vacuum to the pallet, so it's gonna give them distance to the jungle gym pallet. Going again. Very nice moves from the Claudette, double backing there, and our Blight not going to connect. So Claudette able to find themselves to another pallet. We did see a nice rush from our Blight here earlier, but they're gonna go for the M1. It's not going to connect. So Claudette trying to stay up as long as possible, but that's going to be the down. And I believe our Ace was right in front of us. Yeah, Ace is going to get found. And M1 hit. So they have their rushes to use very quickly. Gonna catch up to the Dwight, or to the Ace. Nice little flick. Go for it. And does not connect. Ace not going down there is huge for the survivor team. And hello, Rebecca making their way to the action now. But they're gonna give up an M1 hit as well. So now both survivors are injured, one of them on the ground. And our Blight's gonna go for it, but everything is slippery and not able to get that bounce. That was a huge play from the Blight, not able to connect. They're gonna go for it. Pallet going down. They do get the stun and the pickup just in time. Claudette able to make a vault. Rebecca kind of disappearing. No eyes on them. So Claudette able to make it to another filler. Go for a little flick. Not going to connect. So gonna have to break the pallet as they don't have any rushes available. And Claudette's gonna be able to make it to another filler pallet, and they don't commit to chase. They're gonna head to these two generators where they did see the Rebecca earlier. And very close flick from them. And we see the fourth piston about just ready to go. So this generator's a lot of progress on it. And the pallet's gonna get broken as their rushes are coming back. Going for a vault, and they do guess the double back slow vault. Very good read from the Blight. And given that everyone is injured and the Ace very close to this down, they're going to commit to this chase, but not able to get them with all of their rushes. Pallet going down, but they're playing the 50-50 as they went from this way. So that's the second down right now. Only one more person up on their feet, who is Claudette. And I don't think we've seen any kind of unbreakable this match unless it was on our first survivor. It could definitely come in clutch here. So gonna check main building, and they get it completed. So it looks like with barring any unbreakable, that's gonna be an unbreakable from Ace. But Claudette does get down. So our Blight's gonna head straight back to these two slugs. They do need to separate from each other. Try not to get slugged just like they were earlier. And they're going to go for whoever went this way. And a drop chase. Looks like they're kind of going back and forth as this generator is just about ready to pop. Whoever ran the other way, which was the Rebecca, is going for the pickup, as we do see on the HUD from the Claudette. So Pallet going down. Ace getting the stun and the blind onto our Blight. So Pallet getting broken, and they're just going to try to wrap their way around. No, trying to mind game a little bit to keep them there. And we see some scratch marks. I believe our Claudette running to our left, our Rebecca running into main building. No, Rebecca on our left actually trying to go towards the generator, but if they cannot finish it, it's huge, because getting a down right by this active gen is gonna stop a lot of progress on that gen. Here comes the bump and the hit right through the vault. Very strong down from the Blight, as they did need it. There's a hook right here as well, and they do find our Ace. So that's going to be back to our situation from earlier, where we had the Rebecca and Ace slugged right by this generator, and our Claudette nowhere to be found at the moment. So our Blight is finally going to kick the generator. And we do have a gen off to our left. Question is Claudette going to be working it, or are they going to be coming for a pickup? That's the question that we have on our mind. And our Blight's making their way to the gen, and we do see a lot of progress on about half the gen. Trying to hug it. Ooh, some boxes getting lucky, but nothing on the hill is going to connect. So that's going to be the fatigue and the scratch marks. We see back to the survivor slugs. We see one getting up, two getting up, everyone back up once again, but Claudette this time is going to be the one that's gonna get slugged. And they're trying to find someone who is the Rebecca. Rebecca gonna get found. Nothing to work with here, so that's gonna be another two-person slugged. We're in this rotation of slugs, and Claudette getting back up very quickly. So we see both survivors running together, and it does not connect. So both survivors get still up on their feet. It's a very back and forth game of these slugs. They definitely want to get this generator done, and our Blight's not going to give it to them for free. And we hear them right here, and the flick, and down once again. Claudette, the last standing survivor. Oh, but we do see a pool of blood here. Claudette going to be found at the 4-lane pallet. And that's going to be the down. So 3-person slug with 1 gen remaining. Going to go for the Rebecca, who is farther. Looks like they didn't even crawl. So that's going to be easy find for the Blight. Question is, how many hooks do we have in the area? As we see one here. Yeah, there's three hooks in the vicinity. Man, what a back and forth between both teams trying to get the last generator done. They started working that farther gen, but it was not enough time as they only got it to halfway complete. So that's going to be the next hook onto Claudette. So a lot of freshes, possible deliverance, but we'll see what happens here soon as there's only 1 more survivor left to hook. I believe they were down right around here. Looks like our Blight's going to be looking around. Not able to hear them. Not able to see them in the distance. Crows are still here, so not disturbed. So now our Blight is not able to find them, but we are getting close to any kind of second stage for deliverance on the Rebecca. So still no sight on our ace. Oh, that's going to be second stage for Rebecca, and Claudette is going to be our last survivor to hit second stage. Looks like our Blight's going to be ready just in case. It looks like they're sitting on the hatch as well. So now that's 2 survivors already confirmed into second stage. Our last survivor is Ace, and their bleed out timer is getting really close, but I don't think that's going to be enough time for them. Looks like they're actually just going to pick. Not scared of any kind of deliverance play. Yeah, looks like they're going to try and hook him as far as possible. And that's our last fresh hook of the game. So aside from a deliverance, this is looking like a 4K1. We're going to need to wait for both survivors to get sacrificed. There goes the Rebecca. And our last one is Claudette. Very close on their timer. It looks like Ace trying to show their hand here a little. In goes the deliverance. And the hit through borrowed time. So they're going to play for their rush. And it pays off. Very nice play from the Blight, stopping the Ace from getting anywhere near that hatch. So that's going to be 4K1 confirmed now. GG's, very well played. Very close game. That generator was 95% very many times, and our Blight very happy. We see the nodders, we see the celebration. So GG's to Vicinal. They do get 28 points for that match to Pluto's 8 points. But we'll be right back, and we'll have Pluto killing next against Vicinal survivors in what is going to be our last game for the evening. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. So we have Pluto on the killer side against Vicinal survivors, and we did see that 4K with 1 gen remaining from Team Vicinal. So looks like our win condition for the day, they were down 3 points previously, so they're gonna need to get some points on the board more than previously from the team. So it looks like our first chase is going to be Nancy right behind main building. And it looks like they were able to make it to a pallet. No, they're going to hit them right through it. Very huge hit. So Nancy finding themselves at another filler pallet. And our Blight trying to do a little bit of a hug tech. Try to go around and they held W away, but that's still going to be the down onto Nancy. So very fast down from Team Pluto. Definitely what they needed so they can make their way for the win today. They do get the hook right in the middle of the hook. And it looks like our Blight's going to make their way towards the hill. We hear a little bit of progress, but looks like they're electing to go back to hook just in time. No hit through the BT. But looks like Nancy's going to find themselves at a tile here. The pallet still available to them. Looks like they hold W away. Very nice pathing from the Nancy. Find themselves at the filler tile once again where they were down. That's going to be the second down right onto them. So huge down back to back. But that's going to be decisive strike. So she does have some pallets to work with. She does have the vault to work with as well. So a lot is going for them. And there goes the pallet stun. So looks like our Blight's going to be try to play this a little. And our Nancy doing a really good job. So they're able to make it to the vault into the tile. And that's going to be generator number 1 being completed now. And the down. Looks like they're trying to hold the wall a little bit there, but our Blight's going to get them. And that's going to be generator number 2 as well before their second hook. So looks like they're going to hook right here in the tile. Try to waste as little as time as possible, as that chase did go for a good amount of time. They're going to break this pallet. And they do find the ace lurking, trying to get to the generator. But that's going to be a nice flick, and that's going to be the hit onto them. Very, very early hit into the chase. And the oh no, looks like that was a vault, actually. But the unhook's going to come through. And they do get the hit onto the Nia, but they're going to commit to this tunnel out onto the Nancy. Going to go for their first rush, second rush. Dead hard coming in clutch. So dead hard, decisive so far. So Shack pallet, long and forgotten now. Next pallet going down. Nancy just trying to stay up as long as possible to buy their team, and now it's time to get at least one more gen, and that's going to be the down. So very nice rush from our Blight as they are able to get the tunnel out with 2 gens remaining. So very, very close game, but given how much pressure the survivors have on the killer right now with this gen spread, it's going to be a little bit difficult for our Blight to get more, but they do find an injured ace, but that's gonna be generator number 4 getting completed. So we are at the same result from the last match, and ace gonna be found here, but the body box gonna be coming through and the vault. So in comes the rush, trying to get past Ada. So they're just gonna elect for the hit as they only had 1 more rush available to them. So now with all the survivors injured, they do get the firecracker blind, but it's not going to make any difference as they did not change their pathing. That's going to be the down onto Ada. Looks like Ace hopping locker, trying to avoid a hit, and that swing does not connect. So the chase stays on in the 5th. Generator gets done in the meantime. So that is the win condition for this game for Team Vicinal. Very strong plays from them. Looks like they are the game. They don't connect the rush. Unfortunate. We see the scratch marks on the gate from the Nia, and this pallet was used before, so we may see the 4 slug, but no, the Ada does get up. Unbreakable coming in clutch for Team Vicinal, buying the team a little bit more time to get back into this. Go for a flick. Doesn't connect. So Nia trying to hold W. gain as much distance. And this is going to be the M1 down onto them. So looks like our killer elects to pick basement, not here. So they do need to find themselves a hook. They're going to hook right in between both gates. We see the reset onto Ace. So our Blight may have a good idea of where they are, right by the hill. Yeah, here's going to be our Ada. So they do get found. That's going to be the hit and slug. Question is, how far did Ace rotate? No sign of them. No scratch marks. No crows being disturbed. So right now we're kind of in between both gates. We have a hook. We have a slug. And looks like our Blight's going to head back for their slug. See if maybe our survivor didn't make it too far. No, but they do make it to the hook. That's going to be the unhook onto Nia now. So next up for the hook is going to be Ada. We do see scratch marks at Shaq and the scratch marks on the other gate. So it looks like they're going to make the Blight pick which one to go to. And our Blight's going to pick Nia as she is injured. So it's going to be an easier chase for them. Less time being spent. That's going to be deliverance on the Ada. Nia getting a little bit stuck, but they still make it to the vault. And that's going to be the gate opening from the Ace. So most likely we'll see the 2 out, but the Nia trying to do their thing, try to stay up as long as possible. No, the hit does not connect. So Bloodlust coming in, and in come the rushes, and that's going to be the down on to them. So Nia now getting picked up. They have been hooked once before, so it's going to be their second hook. And with the broken status effect, we'll most likely see these survivors escape here soon. There goes one. And there goes 2. So GG's, very well played from both sides. That's going to be a 2K7 with no perks, no add-ons from these S tier killers. So GG's. So for this set, it was 18-10. And that's going to be Vicinal taking the win for tonight, as they did meet their win condition this match. So GG's to both sides. I just want to make a few announcements before we head out. There is a giveaway in our Discord. If you do want to join the Discord, check the details section. It's in the giveaway channel. It is active through December 12th. And our next games, we do need to schedule them, but you'll see it here. Subscribe, get that notification bell, and we will be live with more games for Dead by Trials. Thank you. Have a good weekend. We'll see you guys next time.